members of IndiaMART, the jury, my good friends Mr. Shivnadar, Mr. Jagdish Khattar, Secretary Mr. Uday Kumar Verma, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I accepted this invitation because it is an award for MSMEs. I also accepted this invitation because very small and medium enterprises like Mr. Shivnadar and others were on the jury. I'm not talking about the Shivnadar of today, I'm talking about the Shivnadar of 30 years ago. They all started as small and medium enterprises, and we've been able to build huge businesses, become icons of industry, with footprints all over the world, and bringing to India prosperity, recognition, and excellence. That, I believe, is the opportunity that awaits every small and medium enterprise. For many years, our policies were such that small remained small because there was no incentive to become medium. Medium remained medium because there was no incentive to become large. I think over the years, over the last 20 years, through trial and error, through learning, we have found a way in which enterprises that begin as small and medium enterprises can become large enterprises and become very successful. Nevertheless, there will always be a place for small and medium enterprises. Today, MSMEs contribute about 8% of the GDP. That's more than what agriculture contributes. In fact, twice as much as what agriculture contributes. About 45% of the manufacturing output and about 40% of exports. They provide employment to about 60 million persons, of which 28% are in very small units, manufacturing units. Without doubt, this is a sector that has the highest potential to create employment. And as I look forward to the new decade that will begin in a few days, beginning 2011 and going up to 2020, well, I don't know what to call this decade. We can say 2030s, 2040s, but what do you say to a decade which begins in 2011 and ends in 2020? So I thought about it, and I suggest that we call it the 20-teens. We'll have 13, 14, 15, 16. So the 20-teens, this decade must be devoted to employment. And I have many reasons why I want to emphasize job creation and employment. Not that our past policies supported jobless growth, but I'm afraid we must concede that our past policies, while they were intended to promote job-creating growth, not enough jobs were created. We therefore need to look at the kind of growth that will create jobs. And unless jobs are created, you will have in your hands not only major economic problems, you will also have a major social revolt on your hands. And unless jobs are created, all that we are putting into higher education, into new universities, into skill development, into human resource development, all that will be a colossal waste unless that generation of young men and women is found productive jobs. I think we should dedicate the next decade to high growth, to faster growth, and as the plan document says, more inclusive growth, but I think we also need to add job-creating growth. It must be high, faster, more inclusive, job-creating growth. And I cannot think of any other sector which has the potential to create the maximum number of jobs than the MSME sector. I know what it is to be an MSME. The margins of risk are very small for an MSME. One error, be it a product error or be it a marketing error, could spell the doom of an MSME. One error in not providing, say, for product liability can spell the doom of an MSME. The margin of error for MSMEs is indeed very small. Likewise, risks that arise out of the external environment do not leave the MSME much room for maneuver when the risks are overwhelming. If the world is gripped in a recession, it's possible for a large enterprise to ride through the recession. But an MSME can't ride through a recession that lasts for, say, 18 months or 24 months or longer. Which is why, when the international crisis hit the world in September 2008, we took very prompt action. In fact, no country was quicker on the draw, to borrow an American phrase. No one was quicker on the draw than India. We had our first stimulus package going even in October. And then we had two stimulus packages that followed very quickly. And that is how we rode through the crisis with 6.7% in that year when the whole world was in a recession.